Hey, it's Azrielle Lawless. And once again, you've fallen straight into Hella Vella and found yourself another Lawless interview. I'm here today with Vella author Christina Wallace. Say hi, Christina.
Hi.
And we are going to talk about the things that we talk about on these interviews, which everybody knows. The very first question is, okay, Christina, when did you get started writing?
I've been writing as a full-time passion since about 2012, but I started writing way back in high school in about 2005.
Cool. So a full-time passion, what does that mean? What all do you have out there?
I have written across a variety of genres. I have my longest running book that will probably never be complete that I've been writing since high school, about 2005. But I found the National Novel Writing Month competition back around 2012, and that was the first time I actually finished a complete novel. And then I realized that this was something that I really wanted to pursue, and I started pursuing it full time in 2020.
Oh, wow, cool. The pandemic year, right?
It was ironic that it worked out that way. It was actually my husband and my plan, and then that all fell out, but it was like we were prepared for it anyway.
Wow. Okay. So you stopped working a day job. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And in 2020, you started writing full time.
Yes.
Okay. So Vella wasn't around in 2020.
No. I was doing the courses at the Institute for Children's Literature. And so I have a middle grade novel that is being released next year that I was working on at the time, and in the query trenches trying to find my footing and pitching that out elsewhere. And then I got a representation last year for that.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So you've got an agent.
I'm actually working directly with the publisher.
Oh, okay. So representation means also a publisher?
Yeah, for me, I maybe use the wrong word, but I have somebody else repping my book out there and promoting it and getting it on the shelves.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you've got it published with somebody and they're
Yes.
doing the legwork
Yes.
for the most part. Well,
Right.
that's fascinating. That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you say that's going to happen sometime soon, or it has happened?
The book launches in May of next year, so we're in the getting all the pre-orders and stuff set aside now and getting the final formatting done and all that fun stuff. I'm excited to see the promotional materials as they get finished.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's wonderful. Um, so then after you had worked on that, you somewhere along the line heard about Vella. Where did you first hear about Vella?
I think I saw it popping around on Facebook and some of the writing pages that I follow. And while having my book about to come out is very exciting, I also wanted to have some income now. And I heard that Bella was very new, and so it seemed like a good place to get in as one of the some of the original authors, and thought it might be a way to establish a following a little bit faster to get in before it took over by storm.
Uh-huh.
I thought if
Uh-huh.
I could go ahead and get in there locked in with some stories that may have been harder to pitch to an agent in the query trenches, and I could do it myself, seemed like a better way to go about things and try to earn a little income now.
Right on. So are you serializing this stuff, or are you writing it novel style?
The first two that I put on Bella were already written novel style, and I've been trying to find the sweet spot to break it up versus what an episode would entail versus a chapter.
Uh-huh.
And my newest stuff has been written as a serial for Bella specifically.
Okay, so what were the two older ones that you put up, and when did you put those up?
The very first Bella I had was Annabelle Joy Isn't Dead, and that launched at the end of May last year. And so it's complete with 14 episodes. And then in August, I launched Dirty Rich, and I just completed season 1 of that earlier this month, with season 2 slated to begin the first week of October.
Uh-huh. Now, hang on. I got confused.
Oh,
So
sorry.
Annabelle, you said launched at the end of May last year.
Oh, this year. Sorry.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
eh,
So
it's
2022.
been a long year.
Yeah,
This
no,
year, this
yeah,
year.
you don't need to tell me that. Okay, so and then May 2022, you put up Annabelle. August 2022, you put up Dirty Rich.
Yes.
And now we're just in September. So you've got two others out there too.
Yes. So I have another quest story, and it's one that I let the readers drive the story. I put a poll at the end of each episode, and based on the votes, I'll change the next episode to suit what they want. So whether it's characters or a weapon they pursue, it's almost like a choose your own adventure, but it goes by the mass poll votes. And then I launched a brand new serial, Me, You, Him, and Her, just started this week, and it's got 5 episodes up as of this morning.
Right on. Now, tell me about that one.
Me, You, Him, and Her is a high school drama romance. It follows 4 best friends around their senior year of high school. There's lots of fighting, parties, romance. We've got the popular guy who is a womanizer, is also very rich, very well pursued by the other women of school. You have Katrina, who is a character, doesn't care if people think about her. She marches to her own drum, and she's the best friend of the guy player. They have another friend, Eric, who is more laid back, reserved, kind of the nerdy guy who's been in love with Katrina since middle school. And then the new girl, Amber, who is sweet and doesn't know her way around this school because she's just moved from out of state, and kind of latches into them, gets sucked into their whirlwind of just parties and chaos. And it's quite the adventure for them.
So how many episodes of that do you have up?
I have 5 episodes as of this morning.
That's right. You said you had 5. Now, what's the average length of those episodes?
I aim for my episodes to be about 1,500 words.
Good on you. I think that's a sweet spot. Between
Yeah,
15 and 18, I think is a sweet spot.
I've been following the different Vella groups, and that seems to be the consensus, is that anything under 1,000 words, people feel like they're not getting their money's worth. But when you start to ask over 20 tokens, we were like, it's a
Oh no.
Even though it all averages out to the same cost per word,
Yeah. Understood. I mean, there's an art form to it. So all right. So you're working on that one, and you're also working on the another quest story, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that one you're working on based on your polls.
Yes.
So how many episodes are in that one?
That one, I just had episode 6 launched, then the poll closes for that one this Friday, and the fans are getting to choose what secret is hidden behind a locked door. Cool. And then, so depending on what they answer, it may introduce a new character or a new location for the party to venture to. And it's going to be very exciting. And if I don't end up with poll votes, because that's happened once, then I just kind of spin a wheel on Google and let it choose for me.
That sounds like a good idea. Well, so it sounds like you really hit the ground running with Hella Vella when you found out about it. Have you found it to be good for you so far? Have you, so how, again, so you got in May then, right?
Yes.
All right. So you've only seen one bonus, and by seen, I mean realized. Okay, let's use the accounting term. You've only realized one bonus, haven't you?
They've had 4 bonuses reported for me, been paid for 2. So yeah. They're trickling in. The bonuses are very nice. Without the bonuses, it Bella's leaves a lot to be desired, but the bonuses are definitely helpful. It's nice to be earning income from writing and sharing it with others, and kind of knowing that people are enjoying it.
Right. And okay, so I want you to think about that. Leaves a lot to be desired for a question I want to ask you soon, but I'm not ready to just quite yet. So you're having a good time, you're having a pretty decent time, and do you find the the social media community for Vella to be good?
Yes, that's been the best part for me, is interacting with the other authors on all the different Vella pages and just seeing the creativity of everybody and how supportive they are, because in a lot of communities, people are in it for themselves and not really looking to support each other. People, they're more, me. But on Vella, I found that people are eager to support each other and seek out news stories for that purpose. And that's really nice to see.
It is. And, some of it is not that altruistic either. Some of it is that it's been the experience of the people who've been out there now for a long while that, you've got to engender the excitement for reading among the authors, because if you don't, right now, we just don't really have the community. We don't have as big a reader community that does not write. Okay. But writers are also readers,
Yes.
So we can't be discounted and we can't be overlooked. And that is the essence of the Vella community, is that we know that we're all in this together and that we got to give, because the well that we're taking from is, somewhat limited.
Right.
So you got to give in order to get it back. So yeah. Now then, since I've gotten myself totally off track here, what I want to know, so these Vellas, how sexy are they?
So I decided early this year that I was going to reel in the spice. It was something that I was experimenting with last year, but I decided that's not the right path for me. So while I like things to be steamy, it is closed door.
Okay, so it's closed door, but you do have sex in the books.
Yes.
High school, I would assume that you would probably.
Yeah, especially the senior year. So it's not as much mention of it until they hit their birthdays, but just known that they get around. But I definitely try to keep the tension there.
Right. So very cool. Now then, would you call yourself a romance writer?
I do call myself a romance writer now.
What'd you call yourself before?
I used to just say that I wrote middle grade and YA fantasy. Those were my preferred genres. But as I've been experimenting more with novels and seeing what's out there, I found that I do have the capability of writing for a more mature audience and writing the more romantic angles. Because those are the movies and stuff I watch, and I realized that I had more that leans toward that.
Is it because of that affinity, or is it because of the commercial viability, or both?
A little bit of both. Definitely what I've seen online, it really seems that romance is a huge market right now, and it didn't feel right to exclude that. But until I had more practice writing it, I didn't want to claim that title for myself.
That makes sense. So tell me then, who are you reading out here? Who would you like to maybe give a shout out to? Who have you been reading their stuff and you want to recommend it here?
I have 2 Vellas that I'm reading by Cassidy Flynn. The first one is I Didn't Do It, and I've been really enjoying that one. It is a reverse harem, but also mystery that's really intriguing. And so I wait impatiently for the 3 episodes I get a week. It's got like over 50 episodes, but I caught up to the first 47 in like a week. It's like, I need more. Where they go?
That's very good. Okay, so I Didn't Do It by Cassidy Flynn, reverse harem. Okay, now what else?
And one of my favorite TikTokers, Harker McNair, just launched a new Vella called The Adventures of Drake Cootertamer, which is a
what? Wait, hang on.
Comedy romance. She is hilarious.
The Adventures of who?
Drake Cootertamer.
Drake.
Drake.
Cootertamer.
Cootertamer, yes. It's as wild as it
Spell it.
sounds.
Spell it.
Cootertamer. So everybody has to check that one out. It's hilarious. She's got some of the best fans. If you don't believe it, read the reviews. This thing launched and got 40 reviews off the bat because people are just dying for the way that she does her humor. It's praiseworthy.
So is it okay? So sorry. Is The Adventures of?
Yes,
Okay.
Adventures of Drake Cootertamer.
All right. What's her name again?
Harker McNair.
Okay. Harker. Sound like my kind of person. Okay. So that's awesome. So you're reading sort of like romantic comedy and like reverse harem romance, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for a while I was really big on the reverse harem kick, the whole wide shoes. And I was like, I like this.
It seems like that trope is really still going pretty strong.
It is. I think I've got 4 different Vellas like that I've been thumbing through recently, but some are definitely done better than others. I found one, I read like 70 episodes and then the author disappeared off the face of the earth. I had to seek her out on Twitter. I'm like, tell me you're writing more.
Beat her down. What's going on? That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm sure that made her feel good. Somebody hunted me down, or it scared the crap out of her,
Yes.
One or the other.
Hi, you don't know me, but I'm a fan. I need more, please.
Stalker. So that's it. You just got 2.
No, those are my highest recommendations right now.
All right. We'll go with that. Now, remember I told you to hold on to those thoughts about leaves a lot to be desired in terms of Vella, because now I'm going to ask you, as I ask everyone, if you woke up tomorrow and found yourself in charge of all things Vella, CEO of everything, what, if anything, would you do to improve the platform for both readers and writers?
I would really like to see the platform go global. I mean, I think that benefits the readers and the writers to have access to more people. A lot of the other serials, they seem to be based out of Asia, and they've got crazy success and readers galore, which readers seems to be where Vella is struggling. There's just not a lot known about it. Like, and anytime I post on Twitter, on Instagram, people are like, I don't know what Vella is. And so it's confusing for people. And I'm not sure that the token system, the way that they have it, is the best. People don't like that a new episode costs a different amount every time. And so I know that on Radish, they have different ways that you can set the episodes, that sometimes you can make it free after a while, but they have a more set standard. I think that might be nice for authors to have a little bit more control over how their episodes are shared to bring in more reliable income, because the royalties are very small.
Yes, and they are small out on Radish, let me tell you.
But Radish has a bigger reader platform, so they're
further, you don't get your money from Radish. Like, there's a problem with that sometimes. And I don't know. And I'm with you on the international audience, but I do also know that the trade-off will be the bonuses.
Yes.
Right.
But that's the struggle, is trying to find the readers. And so I think this needs to be promoted better. What I've seen so much on the different forums and stuff is that they're promoting it to people who read like the Kindle Unlimited, the people that are used to having a whole book at their fingertips now, and those just aren't the people who are going to read serials. They don't want to wait.
Right. Right. Yeah, and so many of them are getting completed now. You would think that there'd be something for everyone out there, but so many people seem to be reticent to even try it.
Right.
Which is the crux of the problem, I guess.
Well, and before I started Vella, I was reading reviews on some of the top stories, and like half the reviews were just complaining about the token system and the whole idea of the serial. I was like, it doesn't have anything to do with the story.
And how horrifying it would be to be one of the authors that got one of those 1-star, 2-star
Yes.
reviews, for no fault of their own. And they're still sitting there. What's the deal with that?
I know. You should be able to get those removed.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fair. So, okay, so I've got, I'd really like to see the platform go global, and token system needs a revamp. Anything else?
I think that, I wish that there were better notifications. Inside the Kindle app, you get notifications when there's a new episode, but I follow so many stories and I wish that there was like a push notification that would just come out and let me know that the episodes are up, because I had to go out and seek and refresh and hope that a story that I follow has got a new episode. I don't get notifications. So I feel like there could be better reader engagement. I'd also love it if they could just occasionally ask for reviews, because reviews are like pulling teeth.
Yes. Trying to get reviews is really rough. Or if they would just hey, review a Kindle Vella story today for 50 free tokens.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
So, well, I guess that we have come to the end of a Lawless interview. There's not much really lawless about it, except I'm Azrielle Lawless. And the last thing that I ask everyone, since I put the links to your Vellas and any social media links you want to send me into the description of this video, I always ask the authors, what would you like to say to those people who are clicking on the links to go out and read your stuff from this video? What would you like to say to them?
I really appreciate each and every read. I like to engage with my readers and hear what they have to say. As much as I write for me, I also write for the community, and I'm just happy to have people to share my stories with. So knowing that they are getting read makes me very happy.
Well, that sounds pretty good. And anyone who writes one of those, everybody vote and I'll write the way that you tell me to write. Everybody knows they like to engage with their readership. So, well, I wish you the very best out here in Kindle Vella land, and I look forward to watching your new serials grow and seeing you out here more and more in the community. So, all righty, that's it. We're going to get going.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.